Now, this is the article which I was talking in the part 1 of this video. Now, this is the part 2 of the video. I had to make it this way because that mobile got disconnected when I was discussing about this newspaper article. Now, I'm coming back to what my views are on this. See, if you see the history of India, that is after independence, the quota has been existing in India now since independence. Now it's almost 70 years. Now, if you see, has it really helped India or the people who for whom this quota is there? Has it really helped? I don't think so. I don't think it has helped the people for whom this quota is supposed to be there. It has not helped those people at all. So, what is the way out? Now, you see, I feel the intention of our leadership is very good, that they want to have reservation and they want to continue to bring up the people who are marginalized in the society or who has not got their dues in the society because of the kind of history we have, the kind of culture we have. Now, they have not got their rights for whatever reasons. Then that's not I am debating here. What I am saying is the reservation, whether it is in educational institutions, whether it is in the government jobs, or whether it is in the private sector, if at all it is there in private sector, has it helped the people for whom the reservation is being done? It has not, because the thinking of the people have not changed. No matter, I see, intention of the leadership is very good, that they want to do something good for the marginalized people or the downtrodden people. And even if you have 100% reservation, do you think it is going to help them? My personal view is that even if you have 100% reservation for the people who are entitled for reservation, it is not going to help them. It is a very, very long drawn process because the thinking is not changing. The thinking of the people, because of which that thinking is the cause of the downtroddenness of the people who are downtrodden. Thinking has been the cause for the people who are economically backward to be economically backward. It is the thinking which is a problem. So thinking has to change. The reservation, with spite of being a very good intention of the leadership of this country, it is not going to help. No matter even if we do 100% reservation, that is my personal view. It is my view. I don't think it is going to help, because it has not helped in the last 70 years. And you can continue for another 70 years also. I don't think it's going to change until the thinking of the people is going to change. We need to change the thinking of the people, what they feel and think about the people who are downtrodden or who are SC, ST or who are economically backward. We need to change the thinking. So thinking requires to be changed. How do you change the thinking? The best way is education. Have the people who are economically backward or who are downtrodden, their education, they will not change. Their life will not change until they are educated. You cannot put any educated person just because he has a reservation in a certain government job or a school. It is not going to change his or her life. Without education, it is not going to change. You have 100% reservation, but if there are no competent people to apply for this job from the downtrodden or the economically backward, what happens then to that reservation? That reservation is of no use, because the people for whom it is reserved, they are not educationally qualified to occupy that place. So what do you do then? Then you say ki we are not getting people from the category which we have reserved, and what do we do now? So the solution is changing the thinking of the people who matter, people who control things. Their thinking has to change. Now, for change of thinking, you need educational institutions. Education, how does an economically backward person take education? Because education is so expensive. The education which the people who are economically affluent or people who are in a position to avail that facility, they will definitely get that facility, and the person who is not economically strong enough will not get the education. So how will it help? So you can have quotas everywhere. Quotas in school, you can have quotas in school, but is the schools education institutions which have quota, they are able to impart the right education? No, they are not. The government educational institutions are not having good faculty. The private schools, they cannot afford, even if they are having a reservation in private school, can they afford the education there? No, they cannot. So the answer lies in having a free education to whatever level you want. For everybody, it should be free. People who can pay, they can be asked to pay. People who cannot pay, they should not be asked to pay. And the education, whether it is a poor person or whether it is a affluent person, should be same. It for everybody. You make educational free for everybody, you have done half the job. Now coming to the poor people whom we are trying to target, these these quotas, whether it is SC, ST or whether it is economically backward. Now what does a person want? Now if the government of the country supports 2-3 things: educational free and your medical free, that is for poor people, and at par with any private sector, the best of medical facilities, whether you do it through insurance agencies, whether your government provides it. So education, medical, if you can make it free for the SC, ST, for the economically backward, and at par for everybody in this country, I don't think you need to provide any jobs to people. The people of this country, the general population of this country, they are capable enough to earn for themselves if you can provide education, the top class education and top class medical facilities to their children free. And everybody in this country, you need not provide them jobs. They will earn on their own, sufficient to feed themselves and sufficient to stay in a place where they can afford to do all that. These two things, if you government can provide, then people are 80% people in this country, 90% of people in this country are capable of supporting themselves. Provide their children education is taken off, their medical is taken care of, then what else they want? They can easily earn for survival. That is not a problem. That only minimal government support is required for that. So my view is the good intention of the leadership of the country providing quota is good, but we need to provide free education and free medical facilities to all the lower class people for whom this quota is, to uplift them and to change the thinking of the people of this country by educating everybody. If you can educate everybody, the right education, you can give everybody, which will change the thinking of the people, then there will not be any oppression in this country, neither of oppression for the downtrodden nor oppression for the economically who are not sound also. So answer lies in education. Answer lies in education will change the thinking of the people who oppress the people who are downtrodden. Why should a person be oppressed just because he or she is born in a certain class of people or certain category of people? I think there is no justification anywhere in the world for oppressing an economically backward or a socially backward individual. There is no justification. If somebody can do an experiment, I have a suggestion. You take a child when it is just born of a economically backward person and put him in a family which is affluent, of a higher caste, and put a child who is born in the highest of the class, in the richest of the class, in the family of a person who is the poorest and the most downtrodden, and let them come up in the same environment. The child of the lower caste, most economically backward, coming up in an affluent family without he or she knowing from where it belongs. Give that environment, and another child who is from the most affluent family, most upper caste family, and being brought up in the family of a most downtrodden, will they both be same? I don't think. I'm 100% sure both will not be same. The child of an upper caste from the most affluent family being brought up in the environment which is not conducive for human living, in a most downtrodden family, just because he or she is born in upper caste, will not be the same what that child would have been if that same child had been brought up in the affluent and upper caste environment. He will be as good as any child of a lower caste and downtrodden, brought up in a economically backward environment. He or she will be as good as that child from any economically backward person, even if that child is from the most affluent and most upper caste class. And a child who has gone just after birth in a family which is affluent, if it is in the upper caste, will do the same, will be at par with any child of an affluent person born in an affluent family and brought up in an affluent family. Somebody can do this experiment and I can say that what I'm saying is correct. So it is not the class from where you come, it is not from the family where you are born which makes you what you are. It is the environment, the upbringing, the environment which you get for upbringing, the nourishment you get, the food you get, which makes a difference. Any doctor will tell a child who doesn't get a proper nourishment till the age of 5, how will the brain of that child will function? Then you say that a downtrodden child doesn't know how to talk, or a downtrodden child cannot grasp the things which a normal person can grasp because they are undernourished. Their brain is not developed. How do you expect that child to perform? So what you require is a conducive environment. Conducive environment can be given by our country leadership. Give free education, the top class free education to all the children across the board. It doesn't matter from which category or which economic background they come. Give top class medical facility to all the people across the board, either through insurance agencies, and it's a difficult task to do. And then you see how the disparity between the downtrodden, disparity between the economically weak and economically strong will start diminishing. Quotas will help, but that is not a permanent solution. It's just a temporary solution. It pleases subcategories, it displeases some categories. It creates more disparity, more antagonism between the people who have been provided quota and between people who don't have quotas. We are creating divide unnecessarily. It creates more divide. It doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't. So let's change our course. Let's continue with reservation, no problem. But what I said, we need to work in that direction. That only we can expect our country people to be at the same platform. There will be no downtrodden. There will be no economically backward people. Everybody will get the similar opportunity to strive and rise to the place where they want to go. Thank you. Today is right now the time is I think 20:50, and today is I believe the date is I'm forgetting the date. Let me check that. 31st of March. So I end my video here. I hope I have conveyed my views. The people in the know-how, people who would matter, if they are hearing me, if they feel my advice and my suggestion is worthwhile, I think we need to work and implement that. And if we can implement that, I feel we are doing justice to this people of this country. Rather than this quota reservation, this is not going to do justice to them in any way. What I am talking about will do justice. Thank you so much.